Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan Cushman. I'm a realtor in Georgia and specialize in short-term rentals and the North Georgia Mountain Market. I am on the Cushman Homes real estate team with EXP, and this is my first foray into recording content for YouTube. So I ask that you bear with me, and I hope that I can bring some value and some insight to you as you are considering potentially getting into short-term rentals yourself, and particularly in the North Georgia Mountain Market, which I believe to be a great market to invest in. And my plan is to go through a deal every week and show you why a property might make a lot of sense for you or anyone else interested in starting or continuing their short-term rental investment journey with us at Cushman Homes. So a little bit about myself. I've been a short-term rental owner, operator, investor for a little over 4 years. I pride myself on excellent customer service, and that shows in my really perfect 5-star rating with Airbnb. I also have hundreds more reviews on Vrbo as a premier host between the two of them, well over 1,000 5-star reviews. And I pride myself on bringing that same level of expertise and customer service to my realtor business. A couple of housekeeping items before we move on to a little bit of a deal review. I plan to bring my expertise to your service. I pride myself on honesty, integrity, effective communication, and I will be a strategic partner of you as you begin or continue your short-term rental investment journey. A couple of things we won't do is work with jerks. We always want to be respectful of each other and have my respect, and hopefully I can get that in return. I also can't necessarily always be on beck and call. I can't do unlimited showings without clear objectives and goals and definitions of what your goals and objectives are. Just like anyone else, I've got a busy schedule with family, work, other obligations, and I respect your time and hopefully can get that in return. So moving on to this week's deal review. And I guess before I get to that, if you have any questions or would like to reach out to me or would like to view the free resources that I have, you're welcome to check out my landing page, which is ryancushman.com. You can book a call here or check out some of the free resources, and can get you moving in the right direction. So the deal that we want to review this week, the deal that has caught my eye, 300 Cameron Drive in Ellijay. Go through why I think this is a great property. It's on a little bit of land. Even though it's a little bit older in age, it has been beautifully refurnished, and I'll click through some of these pictures to give you a visual of what I'm talking about here. It is priced pretty well for how beautiful and nice it is and its location. No HOA, which is a nice plus, monthly or yearly obligation there. The next thing really will be, I guess we can look at where on the map this is in comparison to the rest of Ellijay. We can click over here. It's just 17 minutes from downtown Ellijay. So in a great location. So I click over here, right here, we've got the lake not too far away, Carter's Lake over here. It's a few 15 minutes to downtown Ellijay, and tons of great trails and views and etc. all throughout here. Also 25 minutes to Blue Ridge, which is also a really fun little town. We click back over to here and just review some of the photos here. Obviously you can tell that it's been very well rehabbed. The wood accents, I think, are beautiful here. Got the beams inside the home that are really just tie this accent wall, the blacks and the browns coming together. I think they just did a fantastic job having this property. In addition to that, they've done a pretty great job, I'd say, with furnishing and decor. These bar stool chairs, this little indoor shuffleboard table is a great amenity. The backsplash, the hardware, everything's just really, really great in this property. Living areas, nice and spacious. We've got, scroll down here, we've got a nice fireplace, which arguably is probably a must for the North Georgia Mountain Market, especially in the winter time where it's cold. The design and the amenities continue into the bedrooms. We have more of these beams, these accent beams, which are really beautiful. I give the furniture selection in this home probably 9 out of 10. Some of it looks like it could have been maybe updated a little bit nicer or different furniture selections. that would have made it pop a little bit more. But arguably, you don't really have to do anything to this property, and it will likely cash flow positively. All right, so we click through here into the bathroom, living space, some extra seating space in this bedroom over here. One call out is that there's a little bit of a walk through a bedroom situation in order to get to what is this additional sleeping space on this trundle bed. So this could make for a great option for like a little game nook where we throw some arcade games and arcade consoles and some other, game, like a game table. Lots of options here. Doesn't necessarily need to be this additional trundle bed set up, which is fine, but perhaps this space could be optimized a little bit better. We've got both indoor and outdoor deck space, screened-in decking and outdoor decking, which is, I think, fantastic. Best of both worlds. When it gets buggy or whatever, you can come into the interior portion of the deck. We also have this in-ground or in-deck hot tub arrangement, which is nice. You don't have to step up on a ladder to get down into the hot tub. We've got the outdoor bar stools. It's lots of great stuff, and this window for the bar stools even opens up to the outside, which I think is a great touch. One thing that I like to look for in a property is usable land for additional amenities, whether that's like adding a putt green or a life-size, table setup, outdoor sauna, big, fire pit scape type of amenity. I think that's probably the low-hanging fruit here as far as what could be a great addition to this property is a really great fire pit setup, along with any additional amenities like a putt green or outdoor yard games. A little bit of landscaping here could do this property some big favors here. So that's the view of the home. I love this home. I think it's some huge potential. It's already, I'd say, most of the way there to really being a powerhouse investment property in Ellijay. So next, let's take a look at this term rental calculator, which is a free resource I have on my website. If you click over to there, you're welcome to download this exact same template. The idea is to fill in the spaces in blue, scenario model out yourself a couple of different scenarios where you're potentially coming in on the low end and then on the high end and then somewhere in the middle. You can look at some of these options. Additional resources are some of the term rental estimate services. Them require a subscription to be able to get a little bit more granular in what the data is really telling you. Rabu is nice because it doesn't require a subscription to be able to get some pretty helpful insights. As we look at this address particularly, we can broaden our filters. I tend to like to make some changes around the minimum star rating, maximum radius. If there aren't enough comps in a given smaller radius, it's helpful to bump that radius out. These are all within the same general area, so in theory, they likely perform similarly, given some of the features and benefits are similar. So pumping it out a few extra miles, making sure that the bedroom count is similar. Also making sure that default is for this to be low, like in the 3-star range. But if you're comparing yourself against a 3-star property, that's bad news. You want to be comparing yourself. You don't want to be operating in that space with those listings. You want to be close to 5 stars, and which is very doable as you possibly can. So upping this to where your comparables are also getting above 4 stars is you want to be looking as you're comparing. I also like to make sure I have comps that have reviews. If there are comps in here that don't have any reviews or very few reviews, or it's likely that that's a new listing and therefore its annualized revenue is going to be skewed. You want properties that have at least some reviews. Putting this somewhere above 0 is where you want to be. All right, so as we hit apply here, we look down to where some of the comps are. You can scroll through and see how some of these properties are similar or different. This property is spectacular looking, and maybe you want to include it as a comp, maybe you don't. It's different in a lot of ways, so it may skew your numbers a little bit. This one is a very new property, very modern, so maybe you want to exclude it. It's also pulling in some really compelling numbers, but if you are able to add some amenities similar to what they're doing, maybe you want to include it. All right, so when we default to like comparing yourself to every comp that's a 3-bedroom that has a hot tub in this radius, numbers do not look great. Dealing with the law of averages, so you got to be careful that you don't get too wrapped around the axle with this number. You're dealing with a property that is doing, for example, $1,700 a month in revenue. This property is going to do better than that, so you want to exclude that. And there may be data issues in this. These tools really are just to get some baseline, directionally correct information. And that's really all you can use it for. Comparing yourself to everyone in this radius, I would say, is not overly helpful. If you work with the Cushman Homes team, we're going to teach you how to be a top performer. We're going to teach you what amenities, what services, what cleaning team, what professional photographer you want to use in order to make your property pop, so that you are at least in the 75th percentile, if not up in the 90th and above percentile. So I don't think this all is very helpful. Let's click over to the 75th percentile. Okay, so we're now at the 60K revenue threshold. Not bad. What's it going to look like if we are in the 90th percentile? All right, we are closer to 70K. Now, this is not to say that 70K is your ceiling. Very well may not be. If you are operating at a high level with great amenities, great service, and delivering what guests are expecting to deliver once they show up at your property, this number could be on the low end for that property as well. There are owners in this vicinity that have similar aesthetic properties to this one that are doing in the 80 to 90K revenue range. Another thing to note, data.rabu.com, is that this number does not include what guests are paying for cleaning fees. So the cleaning fee and pet fees or whatever ancillary additional fees guests are paying is not included in this estimate. So that it would be above and beyond that. All right, so we've got a ballpark. We've got some direction. The Rabu is estimating 42% occupancy, $343 average daily rate. Not overly important. It's more important that we understand what the directionally correct top line number is. All right, so we click over to this calculator and we plug in, what kind of down payment we're looking at, what kind of PMI, if applicable, what kind of interest rate we think we're going to be close to. And then we can plug in some scenarios, good, better, best, which I've already done. I estimate that, we'll probably have somewhere between 4 and 8 turns in a given month. So on average, perhaps around 6. And as we plug in, expenses, technology fees, whatever software solutions you're going to be using to help manage this business, pest control, estimate on utilities, cable, internet, insurance, etc. So once you have an idea of what that's going to look like, you're all set there. And we can then take a look at how the breakdowns look on a monthly and annual basis based on these numbers that we plugged into our calculator. Scenario number 1, not great. We're cash flow negative. Not all is lost. You're still getting loan paid down by potentially more than what your cost is here. And also, you're reaping the benefits of the tax benefits of home ownership. The market on average is increasing, so the value of your home over the course of the year, over the course of 5-10 years, on average is improving. So building wealth in that way, you're just not cash flowing positively. So, not a great option if your goal is to have cash flow, but this is a very easy number to beat. All right, so as we look at the different scenarios here, we've got a good, better, best here. Scenario one is cash flow negative, doing just over 50K net of cleaning fees. We're coming in a few $100, $500 a month negative. Not all is lost. We are benefits of ownership with tax benefits, with loan pay down, with market appreciation, home value appreciation over the course of a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road. So it's not a great scenario if you're looking at cash flow, but this is a safe investment. Scenario two, we're performing a little bit better, 60K net of cleaning fees. We're making a couple $1,000s a month on top of all of those other benefits. And scenario three, which is a very reasonable scenario based on other homes and investors in the area with nice properties like this one. This is a very attainable number where we are making $1,200, $1,300 a month and 15K a year annually. So lots of reasons to like this property, on top of the fact that it has a lot of potential as a cash flow positive investment. And if you have any questions about this property or any others in the North Georgia Mountain Market that you'd like me to take a look at, get your opinion on, please reach out to me. You can schedule some time on my website or give me a call, shoot me a text. I'm generally pretty accessible, and I'm happy to help you on your real estate journey. Thanks so much, and stay tuned next week for another deal review in the North Georgia Mountain Market. They won't be as long-winded as this one. As I, dial in my cadence here, and I look forward to engaging with you at some point down the line. Thanks a lot.